What is happening right now is absolutely scary because millions of Americans are being targeted and being scammed out of their hard-earned money. Today we're going to go over what's happening, what we're seeing, and what experts believe is only going to get worse before it gets better. As Americans are struggling to pay their bills, there are scams that are going to help them pay said bills. As Americans struggle to make up their car payments, guess what? There are scams that will help them, or so-called help them, make a payment or push a payment back by just giving a small little deposit. Again, all these scams are affecting people because they are struggling. When you are struggling the most, that is when people are going to come out of the woodwork to try to steal every last bit of every penny that you have. Every last bit of dignity that you have, they're going to try to take it all. But we'll talk about more of that in just a moment. But if you have experienced a scam recently, go ahead, hit that like button, and let me know down in the comment section below. What was it, and how did they try to scam you? But now, let's look at this. It says right here, China's scams targeting Americans in every zip code must be stopped. Well, what is going on? Well, what I can tell you is that there are fraud factories, not just in China, but in many other countries around the world that are targeting Americans specifically. Look at this. It says the American people are under attack. The front lines don't look like battlefields, but rather a computer screen, a phone call, or a social media message. I don't know how many people have reached out to me saying that they've been attempted to be scammed over the phone. One person I talked to, communicated with via email, was saying that someone reached out to them to ask and see if they made a purchase, and the purchase, I think it was through Home Depot or Walmart or something like that. But asked them, hey, did you just make a $500 purchase? I don't remember exactly the amount. And they said no. They said, okay, this is likely fraud. We need to stop this. Can you please confirm that the amount that you have in your bank account at this bank? And they said the exact bank. Now, what I find interesting about this, though, is they knew the bank name. They knew the person's phone number. It was their cell phone, by the way. They knew that. They knew their birth date. They knew their address. Now, the scam here, and I've seen this before, is what they are likely going to ask you to do is, okay, please confirm the amount of money you have in this account. And then you tell them, and you're like, yep, that's right. But here's the thing. They want proof. So what then they ask you to do is you need to actually provide proof. And they either have you download an app or, and the biggest one is just send me a picture. Send me a picture of your app. Just let me know, yep, this is it. All they're trying to do is get your account number. That's it. That's the scam. Okay, don't fall for that. Let me keep reading this though. It says in this article, these are not one-off criminal operations. They are industrial-scale fraud factories that have turned digital deception into one of the world's most lucrative criminal enterprises, rivaling and in some estimates surpassing the global drug trade. According to recent commission's findings, Americans lost over $5 billion to scams to those networks in 2024 alone. Scams are not going away. Before it was, I need this Saudi prince to need to bail him out. He needs $5,000 to unlock his fortune, and so I need to send him $5,000. In return, he's gonna give me $25 million. Remember that scam? Yeah, it's still going on. Okay, it's still happening. Look at this one. Look at this story. It says job seekers share how scams don't just target applicants, they try to use them as accomplices. Okay, what exactly is going on here? And I've seen this before. I actually had people reach out to me saying that this happened to them. Some of which, again, when it comes to getting a job, it's ridiculous. Somebody was saying that they found a new way to make money, which is actually against the law. It's fraud. They said they put up a job posting. It's an online job. You can work from home anywhere in the world. But you have to do a background check. Your background check is going to cost you $25. That's the scam. There's no job. There's no job. What if they get 1,000 people to sign up for this job? That's posted on Craigslist, by the way. Get 1,000 people all paying the $25 background check fee. It's $25,000. Yeah, it's a legitimate scam. Look at this one. Excuse me. It says a Pasadena woman who's seeking remote work is warning others about the flood of job scams targeting people looking for work from home opportunities. As a server, Lisa Owens spent most of her time on her feet till a car accident left her with a broken femur and no transportation. Says, I wasn't able to go back to work right away, and of course, you need to work. Bills don't stop even though you have something like that. So that's when I started looking for remote work. But her job search led her to a series of scam attempts. She received messages from job postings on Indeed, letting her know positions were filled, but offering alternative opportunities. Great. Says, we've referred you to one of our clients, so that's like, oh, there's hope, you know? There's a rainbow there. So that's what started all this actually. She sent over her resume, thinking she'd caught a break. The scammers told her the job involved making travel arrangements and working as a personal assistant. They even sent me a check. Owen said, out of the blue, overnighted me a check for $2,864. I'm thinking, yeah, I just won the lottery. But when she looked at the check more closely and used a third-party check cashing service instead of depositing it directly into her bank account, she discovered the truth. Instead of putting it in my bank account, I went through a company called Ingo. They're an online check cashing company. The check was fake, as was the job, and the scam offers kept coming. Since I've been aware of this, it's been 4, and there's only been and that's only been the past 2 and 3 weeks. In fact, I got one not even just a few days ago. Now, here's the interesting part about that one, that scam. Why would they send $2,864? Well, then what they do, and it's simple, okay? Then what they do is they tell you use that money. You need to hop on a plane and go here, okay? Go do that. And so it looks like you have the money. You're going to go jump on a plane. You're going to go here. Okay? But then they need you to pay a fee. You got to pay a fee. It's always that fee that gets you. It's like, oh, you need to pay this. Go to this website. I need you to go and pay this fee. I need you to do this. Or I need you to book me a ticket to go here. Okay? And so you go and you buy this ticket that's actually through the scammer's website. Or you go and pay for the fee, which again, through the scammer's website. Then, days later, you realize that check bounced. It was a fake check. And being that you deposit in your own bank account, well, all that money goes back. And so now you owe the bank. That's what happens. So again, I've seen it before. I've seen this actually happen with rental properties too, where somebody goes and gets an Airbnb for like a week. They rent this nice Airbnb, and then they put it up for rent. And it's like, okay, you want to rent this? Perfect. You're there on day 1. Perfect. Well, you can't move in for 7 days. I got all my stuff in here. I need to get it out. But make sure you write me a check, or you can go and deposit here, whatever. And write me a check, and I'm going to go and take that. And this is going to hold your spot for 7 days. Then you will move in on this day. Guess what happens? The next day, they get somebody else to do the exact same thing. And the next day, and the next day, and the next day. Just think if it's a $2,000 deposit, which some people pay in cash. Other people, they're paying in like Bitcoin and crypto. It's ridiculous. But again, it's part of the scam. Okay? Don't fall for it. I'm telling you, do not fall for it. Then there's this one. Look at this. It says consumers hit by jury duty PayPal scams in September. I want to read a little of this to you. Just a briefing really quick. It says scammers are impersonating law enforcement, claiming victims missed jury duty and directed them to a fake website or government kiosks that are typically cryptocurrency ATMs. It says DATCP warns that neither the police nor the courts will ever demand payment over the phone. They're not gonna demand that you pay them in gift cards from Target, and they will not. I tell you, they will not ask you for cryptocurrency only. says a separate scam targets PayPal users through overpayment schemes, leaving sellers on the hook when fraudulent payments are rejected. Yeah, I've seen that many times where people say, oh, I have that money, but I can only pay you in PayPal. Here's what happened recently. Somebody that I know was selling a jet ski. They were selling their jet ski. I don't remember how much it was. Let's say it was, $5,000, whatever. And they say, I'm good for it. Unfortunately, you want 5,000. I'm only gonna give you 3,000, but I'll pay the rest of it through PayPal. And again, you write it down that nope, I sold it for $5,000. You don't write down as 3,000 cash, 2,000 via PayPal. And so this person scammed them. They didn't have the money in PayPal. Well, whether this was an actual scam or not, I don't know. But the person didn't have it. It got refunded. Okay, the money went right back. And here's the issue: they sold a jet ski for $3,000. Okay, just think if this was something else. Now that person could obviously go back to the seller and do all that. Okay, which kind of did, or the buyer, and kind of did all that. But again, it's your word versus theirs, and that's where things get a little tricky. So I just wanted to share a few of the scams that are going on right now. Again, this is happening all over. And as more people struggle with just their day-to-day expenses, you're going to see more scams pop up. And unfortunately, more Americans are susceptible to scams because they're looking for an easy way out. So I'll leave you with that. But if you have any questions whatsoever, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. But again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.